Hey family, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Nora and I'm back again with another video. So today's setup is a little bit different, guys. I am tired, I am lazy, but I still want to record a video for you guys. So I decided just to kick up in my living room and to set up my camera on my coffee table and call it a day. I am so tired. I'm trying to refill right now with a cup of coffee. I just wanted to show that to you guys, okay? It's a real cup of coffee. I feel like a lot of times people be sipping on like fake cups with nothing inside it. Like, we don't do that, sis. And so I'm happy that you guys are here. I hope that you guys are enjoying the somewhat consistent videos. As you can see by the title, today's video is about an important topic, so I just want to be chill. I didn't want to get glammed up or anything. Like, I'm pretty sure I just put on concealer for y'all and a little bit of eyebrow, okay? I hope you guys are enjoying the video and the content that I'm dropping. If you do, please make sure to subscribe, to comment, and to like these videos so I know what you guys want to see more of, okay? So without further ado, guys, let's get started in today's video because the tea is hot. We need to talk it out, okay? Let's go. Today's topic, guys, about something really important that I've just been hearing about a lot, but then I've also felt it many times in my life. But it's just kind of one of those situations where like you don't really know about something until somebody really defines it for you, right? So sometimes you can experience things in life, feelings, and you can notice changes in your life, and it's not until someone defines it you're like, boom, that's exactly what I felt. And so this term, imposter syndrome, is literally that for me. Like, I didn't really know I was going through it until after I went through it, and then until it was defined for me, right? And sometimes in life we can go through things, but it's not until we understand it or that we can name it that we genuinely know what we went through. And so let me do y'all a favor real quick, and essentially I have a description here on Google that I'm going to read out to you guys because I am no expert, okay? But I want us to be on the same page. So imposter syndrome can be defined as a collection of feelings of inadequacy that persist despite evident success. Imposters suffer from chronic self-doubt and a sense of intellectual fraudulence that override any feelings of success or external proof of their competence. Child, let me tell you guys, this is exactly how I felt pretty much in and out of like school. Not so much college, but definitely in my undergrad and most definitely while doing my master's. It's a multi-layered situation, guys, because I feel that this is prominent in the lives of women. So as a woman, as a Black woman, and as a Muslim woman, I experienced this in a lot of different avenues in my life, and it came and went in waves. And so let me explain to you guys kind of what imposter syndrome is in my own words of what I understand it to be. And so imposter syndrome is essentially being in spaces such as the classroom, being at work, you know, being in positions of power, being in positions of success, and still feeling like someone is gonna figure you out because you don't deserve to be here, or you like shouldn't be here, essentially, is what it is. And so let me explain that a little bit more to you guys. So basically, you know, it's in class and thinking that, you know, other people are smarter than you or may have, you know, a better understanding or a better concept of the theories and have better application than you do. It may be at work when you're pulled into meetings with like, you know, corporate people or business partners and agencies that you feel like I have no right to be sitting here today next to Bob and Jill, and here I am, and they're gonna find out, right? It's having a whole degree, and in my case being a social worker and having my master's of social work, and sometimes feeling like I'm just a social worker, you know what I mean? And like putting myself below somebody who may be at the same stage of life as me, or in the same boat as me, essentially. And something else that I also noticed, and I don't know, I just kind of go on YouTube and I go on these tangents of life and just watch random things, is, you know, even in like the social media realm, like all of these young women that we look up to that are influencers, or, you know, that inspire us, whether it's through makeup or hijab tutorials or through life, like, you know, they have to go into so many spaces on a regular basis where young people or people that are their peers just come out as being more confident, as being more secure in themselves, and already your identity makes you feel as though you don't need to be in these spaces. But imagine when you go to these spaces what the people look like. They don't often look like you, so it's even harder to believe in yourself. And so recently, as I was kind of doing a little research on this topic, I came across my girl Michelle Obama, who was speaking some truth about her version of imposter syndrome. Michelle Obama speaks a lot about imposter syndrome, and if that's something that you guys are interested in, I'm going to put a link down below on one of her little, I think it's like a TED talk or something that she did that I thought was really powerful. You know, as a very, what does she call herself, a very, you know, she has a very colored resume. She has a very, very extensive resume, and she feels as though many times in her life she experienced imposter syndrome, whether it was applying to Harvard and getting in, whether it's going to Princeton and getting in, whether it was all her, you know, corporate law offices that she was the boss of, or essentially being the first lady. Like, she had so many experiences where she described, you know, I felt like an imposter. And so one of the things that Michelle Obama also shared, which I thought was like, yes girl, give me the tea, is when she said, you know, she goes to a lot of meetings, or she did go to a lot of meetings, this is in the past, and so, you know, she would go to these corporate meetings and she would feel like, oh my god, they're gonna figure me out, I don't need to be here. And then she kind of just silenced the room and just really tuned into her thoughts, that she realized, like, no, I know what I'm talking about, I know what I'm doing. In fact, now she was able to then identify the people in the room who were the actual imposters, because they had no clue what they were doing, and they were just at the table because they believed they deserved to be there. And that is the difference. It's the thought process that goes in, guys. There's so many people on a day-to-day basis that occupy so many positions of power and success and affluence because they simply believe that they deserve to be there. And so, you know, they say that imposter syndrome is a lot of what you're experiencing inside your head, which I do believe, but at the same time, these are actually a lot louder and being perpetuated by society all the time. There's so much stigma around just our identities, right? And so yes, it's something that's in our head, but it's something that's also being emphasized by the greater public. And so it's really hard sometimes to differentiate between the two. But I think the most important thing is just building the resilience and building the mental capacity and the tools that we need to overcome it, okay? So it's really important to be mindful of when we step into rooms and we feel less of ourselves, or we feel less than, to really challenge those thoughts on like a, what's that level called? We need to challenge those thoughts, guys, instantaneously, ASAP. Because if we don't, we could potentially be missing out on opportunities, be missing out on, you know, so many great things that we can really offer the world. So as women, you know, we're taught to be kind, to share, to be humble, to be courteous, which is all great things. But sometimes that translates different in the workplace, or as a student, or in whatever profession that you're in. And also, I think, you know, as a person of color, a lot of times what ends up happening is, growing up, society tells you that you don't deserve to be in certain spaces, that you're lucky if you get there, and that once you get there, you were one of few. And so your whole life you're just being conditioned, sometimes even subconsciously, of who you are, where you deserve to be, what your own capacity is. And all of this is not true, guys. And so I'm really posting this video today so that we can just think a little bit harder and a little bit deeper and a little bit more critically of our thoughts sometimes, because a lot of it is not true, and we deserve to be in these spaces. We deserve to be valued. We deserve to be respected. We deserve to be consultants, you know, we deserve to be speakers. We deserve to be CEOs, excuse me, Like, keep doing you, boo, because you deserve to be in these spaces. And if anyone ever tells you anything differently, then you tell them, no, sis, not today. So whether you're Michelle Obama, whether you are a first-year student, whether you just got your amazing job as an accountant, whatever it is that you're doing, just understand that it's going to take some time. So these are some tangible tips I'm going to leave us all with to really be able to combat the imposter syndrome. Let me get this coffee in, guys. So first of all, guys, it's all about recognition and being able to recognize when you're experiencing this. Like I said, I feel like I'm doing you guys a favor, because when I was experiencing this, I didn't even know this term existed. I just knew that when I walked into certain spaces, I just felt really bad about myself, or I felt like not confident. I felt like low. It was just weird. So being able to understand it by being able to recognize it is the first step. So y'all know what it is now. It's called the imposter syndrome, and we could definitely have more conversations about it. But if you're starting to feel you know, the symptoms that I had described, then you need to understand that you are quite possibly feeling imposter syndrome, and then you're gonna have to take some steps to combat that. The second thing, guys, is to really work on rewiring your brain. So you're gonna walk into a space, you're gonna feel less than, you're gonna feel like other people are dominating it, you're gonna feel like you don't deserve to be there. Just take a moment, pause, and breathe, and understand the hard work that you put in. Think about all the late nights and early mornings that you've sacrificed. Think about all the times that you've networked. Think about all the times that you simply just dreamed about this position that you got today. You deserve to be here. So really just try to rewire your brain. And the same way that we are negatively talking about ourselves when we're in that state of imposter syndrome, we need to start positively uplifting ourselves. So just be kind to yourself, be gentle to yourself, and essentially mentor yourself out of the situation. Something else that you can do is really talk about it. So whether it's to your friend, to your colleague, to your mentor, to your parent, to your homegirl, or just the interweb, okay? Talk about it, because the more you talk about it, the more you're going to understand what you're going through, and the more that you're able to normalize these feelings and also challenge them, because we don't want to normalize it, guys. We don't want to stay here. We belong to be at these tables, okay? And last but not least, I'm going to leave you some wisdom my girl Michelle Obama left me with. And she said, you know, it wasn't until she went through it and was like, essentially age is what helped her understand what it was that she was experiencing. And with age comes wisdom, and with wisdom you've encountered a lot of experiences. So for her, that was kind of the key to success in terms of overcoming the imposter syndrome. So the last step, guys, is just to understand that you're gonna go through it, and you're gonna grow through it, and with age and with time and with practice and with patience, you're gonna understand that you belong to be sitting just right here right now. So sis, you already know the deal, okay? You know how they say, if there's no seat at the table, you gotta pull your seat to the table, or you got to make your own table. I want to add a layer to that. You then need to work on making sure that you're comfortable. Do what you got to do to invite yourself, to encourage yourself, to comfort yourself, because nobody's going to do that for you. Essentially, you are everyone's competition, sis, okay? And you got this. So next time you think of imposter syndrome, and next time you feel like you're in a space where you can't do it, I need you to remember this. Yes, you can. And I'm gonna leave it at that, guys. I love you guys so much, and I hope this video was helpful to you. Like, if this hits you, then I'm talking to you, okay? Make sure to continue watching my videos, guys. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below for more videos, and I will be back with more videos next week. Take care, guys.